In 2016, I was mulling over a few potential turbo cars that were within my budget, and then I met a friend of a friend who had an MPS, and that was when I was introduced into the world of the modern turbo hot hatch direct injection. It's fast, it's agile, and it steals like a boss. It is also such a surreal revelation to me that this hot hatch went undetected in my radar over the years. And how did this Japanese hot hatch go unnoticed in the market, and how does it deliver such an awesome power from a 4-cylinder? Hi, I'm Greg, and this is my 2011 Mazda 3 MPS. It's a Mazda 3 MPS. It's a 2.3 litre turbocharged car, direct injection, with about 283 wheel horsepower, 446 Nm of torque, 6-speed manual with a mechanical LSD, front-wheel drive. It was made in 2011 and registered in 2012, and I'm the third owner. My first car bought with my own money was a Proton Satria 1.3 back in 2007. So that was a very basic, simple car. So I had it for about 4 years. So that's when I ventured into the JDM 90 sports coupe scene. And I got my second car, the Mitsubishi GTO. It's a 92 model, twin turbo. While having that GTO, I also got another JDM car, a sports wagon, air-track turbo, which had an Evo 8 engine inside, so it's pretty heavily modified for a second car. Well, after owning the GTO for 5 years and the air-track turbo, I was pretty much used to high-torque turbocharged cars. And when my friend who had an MPS offered a test drive at Suppiah, so after trying his car and another 2 more examples of Mazda 3 MPS, I was totally hooked. And that was the beginning of my love affair with this Mazda 3 MPS. So I was carless for about 7 months prior to getting the MPS, and in between that period I was checking out Celicas, a few other cars, Calvinas, and they sort of fit the bill, but they didn't have the power delivery of an MPS. I tried a ST202 converted Celica with a 3S GTE engine. It was pretty fun, but it was a bit too old. It was something from the 90s and I wanted to avoid that. That's where the MPS really fit the bill. It was something in a newer era of turbocharged hot hatches. It's a 2011 car, more modern, and there was still support from the manufacturer. So that really made me decide to go for the MPS. As far as I know, there are about 100 units sold officially by Burmas back in 2011, 2012 and I think early 2013. So yeah, there should be around 100 units in Malaysia. So I'm with the Mazda Drive Group. I'm part of the MPS Owners Club group, but the Mazda Drive Group is a collective of different Mazda clubs in Malaysia. We have the Miyata Movement guys, RX8 Club, RX8 Division, MPS, Mazda 3 Club, Mazda 3 Sky Active. So we've had a few events over this whole year, 2019. First being the Uluyam KKB Drive. That was the first get-together of the collective. Second is Lemang Toki. And the third one was at Nasi Bambu Drive from KL to Perak. Okay, so my MPS for the first 2 years was primarily my daily driver. Fortunately, I have a company car now, so I can use the wear and tear of my MPS. So it's mainly a weekend car now, so it's toge sessions and drives, convoys. So yeah, first 2 years daily driven, and now it's purely a weekend car. In Japan, it's sold as the Mazdaspeed Axela. In North and South America and Canada, it's the Mazdaspeed 3. And in UK, Australia, NZ and parts of Europe, it's called the MPS, 3 MPS. Well, it does have a Japanese soul, but it has an American way of delivering power. It's like a little muscle car in a hot hatch package. And that's what really attracted me to the car. And it was so under the radar that it's a sleeper car. Nobody would expect to see a Mazda 3 going up to 240 km/h just like that. So that was the appeal. The sleeper part of it, the power delivery, the torque, the rawness and the fun you get from an MPS is unlike other cars I've tried. It's a bit of a Euro JDM, I would say. This car has a limited slip differential to rein in all that torque up front. It's a Torsen LSD and it doesn't really like tight corners. This car prefers long sweepers where you can really feel the LSD working to give you all the grip, and it's really fun. You can feel the full torque on sweepers. The car came with a K&N Typhoon intake kit, previous owner had a few basic performance upgrades done to the car, but for me, I did the major one, which is the retune, done by Nigel from Top Foundry, one of our senior MPS members. And then came the brakes. I had slotted DBA brakes installed aftermarket. Made a big difference, but the biggest difference was the BC Racing V1 coilovers. Prior to that, the car had iBuck springs and stock absorbers. So when I changed to the coilovers, it was the biggest difference. That made it more fun up in Uyam. A stock MPS could never be the same. At the moment, I probably would want to do a HPFP install, high pressure fuel pump, to increase the boost, and custom downpipe that's in the works, and probably front mount intercooler. Well, as long as there's fast cars being built, people developing hypercars, motorsports still happening in Sepang, people still going for track days, tracking their cars, going for togeys, that will still keep my fire burning, I guess. You know, being part of the culture, being involved, being a part of the scene. You know? That is what makes it fun and what keeps the fire burning for me. When it comes to toge, you can't really stop petrol heads from having spirited drives with their cars. I mean, that's the whole purpose of us having those cars, to drive it in a more spirited manner, more enthusiastically on the roads. Well, I do advise being smart about it, being educated, and trying to learn how to master your car, and to be involved with clubs, to learn how to drive your car properly, and to also be responsible when you're out there with your friends, doing spirited drives up mountain roads or whatever. Last but not least, just be smart on the road, be responsible.